Today we're going to take a look at my top 3 picks for the named keyword Legion of Doom. Let's get right to it. Number 3 is Shade from Justice League Unlimited, number 49. He has the keywords Injustice League, Legion of Doom, Secret Society of Supervillains, and Mystical. Let's take a real quick look at what he has going on that qualifies him for the number 3 spot. His trait, Shadow Portals, is good. He has Stealth, Passengers 3, but only to carry characters that occupy his smoke cloud markers, even if they're not adjacent. Then he starts with his special attack power, which is Poison, Smoke Cloud. Smoke Cloud is free, but he can only generate a number of markers equal to the total number of action tokens on opposing characters, maxing out at 6. As you see on the back of his card, he has a range of 5, and then he can throw out his Smoke Cloud. He has movement of 10 with Phase and Teleport. So if you have him teamed up, let's consider he has 3 teammates that are in battle that he needs to pull out of battle to heal or to reposition, or maybe they KO'd enough points and now you're going to retreat. He can throw that Smoke Cloud out 5 in front of him, underneath his teammates. Then he can move the 10 minus 3 because he has, if he wants to carry all 3 of them. So he can then run away 7 more squares, phase in through everything, and then even place those characters, his teammates, behind him, and then put out maybe a couple more Smoke Cloud markers as free, depending on the action tokens on your opponent's team, to stealth himself back up, protecting the people behind him. So that reach and the ability to pull defensively, of course offensively also, but I really like him as a defensive kind of yo-yo strategy. The teammates run out there, do their attacks, then he can pull them across the board, halfway across the board, and reposition. Then of course protecting himself with the stealth, the super senses, and the prob. Coming in at just 45 points allows you the room to use him on a team that might have a few other medium point characters, or maybe a couple big attackers. He's a great support piece and team support also, not just for a one-man army. So let's look at a practical example of how far that reach actually is on the battlefield for Shade's passenger ability. Okay, he has that Passenger 3. So in this example, here's the setup. His 3 teammates are over there battling the character in the starting area. Shade can throw out his Smoke Cloud. He has a range of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to put it underneath all 3 of these guys. Then Shade can phase 7 squares, carrying those 3 as if they were adjacent. So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right to here. So he's able to move them all the way across the map, 2/3 of the way with that ability. Coming in at number 2 is the Riddler, number 17A from Batman Animated Series set. The reason he made my number 2 pick is the very annoying trait that he has. Annoying for your opponent. I find it lots of fun to play. His trait is Guess Again, Batman. When the Riddler is attacked, you may guess if the attack roll will be odd or even. If your guess is correct, for the finalized attack roll, and the attack would hit, he evades the attack instead. Finalized attack roll means after all rerolls, so it's not the attack total, so it's the actual dice roll just after any probs or replacements or anything like that. As you see here, he has Sidestep, 7 movement. He has Incap with a 10 attack. He has Willpower and Outwit on that first click. Only dealing 2 damage. He has Batman Enemy as his team ability. but he is an support character or a tie-up piece. He can incap. He has the willpower, so he can move, and then next turn he can incap again. He has some sidestep to give him some reach and some movement options. But really, it's that trait. So I try to use him as a tie-up. My cheat sheet for him. So there's all kinds of math you can do, but here's what I use as the cheat sheet. If it is an even number that your opponent needs in order to hit you, then you choose even. If it's an odd number, then you choose odd. The percentages that it works out to for him to either evade through his trait or for the attack to miss him work out this way. If it's a 6 that they need, there's a 64% chance of you evading or the attack missing. A 7 that they would need brings it up to 75% chance. 8 is 80% chance. A 9 is 89% chance. 10 is a 92% chance, and an 11 is a 97% chance. So even with a 6 or 7, the most common attack rules that they would need on his 17 defense, you're looking at better than 50-50, so a 64 or 75% chance that he either is missed or evades it. That has frustrated multiple people I've played against to my delight. My number one pick for the Legion of Doom keyword is the LE, Captain Cold. I've used them on a couple different teams. Always have fun whenever I play him. His trait, Ice Wall, gives him barrier. When Captain Cold uses it, this turn he has free. Make a range attack regardless of range or line of fire, targeting one character adjacent to one of his barrier markers. After resolutions, give the hit character an action token. His special damage power is too cold for you. Shape change. Characters with one or more action tokens can't attack Captain Cold unless he is the only friendly character on the map. So he becomes a very hard to hit character. I use him by throwing out the barrier, and that way it blocks him off on the follow-up. He can then attack through that at a character that's adjacent to it. So let's break down what that looks like. On the back of his card, he has run and shot. He has a 6 range single target. So he can run and shot barrier. That means he can go 4, throw that barrier out 6 more squares away. And so that gets him at 10. That barrier would be on square number 10. The character he wants to target adjacent to it could be on 11. So he would have an 11 square reach. He can target that character with his attack, swinging with an 11, which is a decent attack value. If he hits, he gives the person a token. He starts with that special defense power, so he does have shape change. 17 toughness defense is not too great, but again, he's going to be behind his barrier, and he has the shape change as a deterrent also. So a ton of fun to play, very hard for opponents to deal with, both because he gets to throw out the barrier, attack through it, he's protected there, you get the map kind of control of the flow of the game because the barrier markers, you can use them to cut off sections of the map. You can be creative in the way that you use that barrier and the ability to attack through it. So those are my picks. Let me know what you think, and if you use any of these characters that I picked, or if you have other favorite Legion of Doom characters. Thanks for joining us today. Check it out. If you dig what we do, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.